My thoughts on the Jeskai Prowess deck. I think it's good and underplayed. Tell me why Yorion is bad in Ranmir. In Ranmir, you are a combo deck that really capitalizes on having nut draws. Incredibly powerful nut draws that are going to overpower your opponent. Against Lurrus, I'll put back Counterspell here. And that is like the reason to play. Reanimator is your fast combo starts and your consistent, and, the ability to get an Archon into play on turn 3. And Yorion greatly diminishes your consistency of best draws, and is not worth the deck building restriction at all. I think I'll play Channeler this turn. I feel like there's another question I missed. Have I opened a full set? I have opened a full set, yeah. It's been a while, though. I got one for winning the challenge recently. They found a Sentinel off their Smith. Trigger their Smith. So not making a Saga token this turn. I think I'm gonna draw 2 here. Ideally, we can use the Heat on the Smith and find Delirium. Or I guess now we can just Bolt. Do they have another land? It kind of seems like they don't because they played the Sentinel there, right? Life total is getting a little low, I guess. Life total is getting really low, Spider-Man or Iron Man. What am I referencing? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I thought I was referencing there. That's not a thing. Okay, I think we should do this on the upkeep to have the outside chance of getting Delirium here to block with. It's getting real low. Oh yeah, that's Hulk. Who? Right. Thank you. I'm gonna put that on the graveyard. Yeah. Thank you. So they probably get Springleaf Drum here. Yep. Short F. Can anybody confirm, or is that maybe just on Ufta's side? Pyroclasm would be good here. Yeah, I always think it's so funny how Pyroclasm, when I was getting into Modern, was like a format-defining card. It was just a staple. It was one of the most played cards in the whole format, and now it kind of just doesn't exist. All right, we can hit Esper Sentinel off this to get Delirium, so I'm gonna do this now. It did not. I think I'm gonna take 2 though. Can't afford to take much more. We actually draw something here. All right, then let's draw a card, which is good for us. Well, so we can have 4 blockers for their 4 attackers, and then they get to resolve their hammer. But then we get to start Lurrus. Drew a land. Not dash Ragavan. Nope. I need to. I need to block here. I need to block all. Oh, wait, sorry. They just had this stupid Thopter. I don't know why I forgot about this. Yeah, we did need to dash Ragavan. Sorry. Sorry. Didn't find like another Ornithopter. All right, down a game, but we do have a lot of sideboard cards. So usually I do trim on Ragavans against Hammer, and I think I will here as well, and trim a Sentinel, but I think I still need to leave in 3 to have a number of win conditions. Although Charm is kind of a win condition, right? Go down to like 1, Counterspell. I think I'll cut the Spell Pierce too. Trim a Bauble. Maybe trim Sentinel too. Maybe on the play I'll play 4 Ragavan, just 1 Sentinel. Sentinel's okay in the matchup, but I feel like it just like is the weakest card here. Yeah, I think I'll play 1. It's like a Sentinel matchup. I mean, it's okay. I think they have, they have like 16 non-creature spells. Alright, let's keep this. You definitely become more of a control deck in this matchup. Short Fang, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Alright, I think I'm gonna get another Steam Vents, even though this doesn't let me Lurrus. I think that's fine. Don't think we're gonna Lurrus anytime soon. We love Team Erect decks. Which one do you think is the best right now, with or without Yorion? So my playtesting experience, I've done a lot better with the one without Yorion. But my head and my heart and my gut, you know, most of my organs tell me that the Yorion version is better. So it's up to you if you want to listen to the organs or not, I guess. You think Hammer might want to play some number of Fiddlebender, or is it too slow? I don't know, maybe. I think it's probably a little too slow for Hammer. But you know, I'm a Fiddlebender fan. What can I say? Okay, so let's go hand, Hallowed Fountain, bottom, Exile, Heat here, play tap Canal. If they have another Paladin plus a Hammer, things are pretty bad. But they don't have a Hammer. Their hand is Lurrus, mystery card. Just play this tapped. Is Wear Chair deckable? No, it's not. Yeah, a Fiddlebender enthusiast would be how I describe myself. Is Tiber Yorin rack more dirtily than blue-white control? I'd say they dirtle about. I mean, it has a good matchup against blue-white, but I'd say that it's about the same. It's hard to quantify dirtle. Time to steal, and I know you want it. Well, hopefully I can steal after a Hammer. You know what I mean? How good is Blood Moon versus meta? It's fine, but finding the best Blood Moon deck is kind of like not very clear. What the best Blood Moon deck is. Could draw 2 again. I think I'm not going to. Not this turn at least. Let's grab Lurrus. I just start with decks that have 4 blue moons instead of 3 or fewer. How you doing, Zach? Their hand is Lurrus, mystery card. So if their mystery card is a Hammer, we're kind of dead here. If they play Esper Sentinel from the yard, it's kind of a pain. I guess I could just counter and let them draw a card. Yeah, I saw Corey, you know, shout me out a bunch when he was playing the Shadow deck, which is really nice of him. Corey's a really nice guy. Alright, we found the line. I don't really like their decision to cast the Hammer here when I didn't play for Sentinel, you know what I mean? It could have just been a bluff on my end, I guess. No way to turn on the explosive, or a second end of turn. How did I feel about Shadow with no bolts? Yeah, I saw the list. I thought that was a very interesting decision. Like I do feel like the ability to like, you know, say, I'm gonna cut bolts because I don't think it's good this weekend. Like that's kind of hard to like be able to do. But it is something that you're gonna have to do sometimes. That being said, I feel like I do feel like bolt is really good in the Shadow deck, where like bolting yourself as a combat trick happens a lot, and You are the aggro deck in a lot of matchups, so I'm not sure that I would make that exact same deck building decision right now, but I do think it's like a reasonable one to make. You know what I mean? I thought it was a totally fine choice. Garcia Gonza, thank you for 3 months. What do you think of Shadow currently? Well, I know that it just won the Invitational. That being said, I do think Shadow has a bad matchup against the 4-color Yorion decks. I think it has a bad matchup against blue-white control. And like those are still two of the most popular decks, especially for tournaments. That being said, just because these matchups are bad does not mean they're unlosable. Shadow is a super powerful deck, and a deck that's absolutely capable of winning in these matchups. Especially with, you know, a lot of hammering out your plans and stuff. But it just kind of, you know, remains to be seen. I think on the draw I don't want the Sentinel. Maybe I'll play the second Counterspell. Yeah, it just kind of remains to be seen exactly the best way to build the deck and how playable it is. But we will definitely do some more testing of it. Corey is giving me a little bit more hope. Pre-Lurrus Shadow decks didn't play Bolt. Well, pre-Lurrus Shadow decks were black-blue decks splashing red, as opposed to red-black decks splashing blue, and it's really important to make that distinction. That Ragavan and Channeler have made the deck. Yeah, they've made that change, I guess. Let's keep this. I guess I put back the Path because I need to fetch the Stevenson one. Could maybe put back Ragavan. But I'm not too happy to have Path early. Opponent rolls to 5, which is good for us. Was the top 8 Vintage Standard Martin? It was standard, I think. It goes standard. I think Brad was playing Jun Saga. Play Saga on 1 over here. Yeah, so I guess I will be heating this Ornithopter on 1. Interesting. So their exact 2 cards need to be 0 mana artifact creature plus land in order for them to make tokens off the Saga. A well-timed Unholy Heat is enough to win the game, huh? What about Magmatic Channeler deck like this? I've played with Magmatic Channeler in the past. The card is okay. I haven't played it since Image 2 came out. I feel like in a deck like this, I'd play Sprite Dragon if I wanted another 2-mana threat. Interesting. I love this card. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if the design of this card is incredible. The design of this card is incredible. Three mana draw 3 is very good. What's awesome about this card is how it stacks, right? This card stacks, and like the second one you cast, your maximum hand size is now 1. But if you're playing a deck that can just empty your hand because you have a lot of cheap spells and this is the top of your curve, that's kind of fine. I love this card. This is my favorite card from the set so far. I don't know if it's any good. There will probably be. I would guess that there's probably going to be a shell for it. But I love it. I think this design is fantastic. Hello, Jake. How you doing? Yeah, definitely a card I'll cast. Tallow-Wisp. Ooh, love that card too. Not looking like a particularly good Esper Sentinel matchup. But sorcery, three mana, draw 3 at sorcery speed with no downside is very good. 4 mana, draw 3 at instant speed. 3 mana, draw 3 at instant would be way too good. This card would be way too good at instant, especially with the discard at the hand size downside, right? Opponent has Lurrus as a companion. Alright, so they get a aura and put it into their hand. Painful Truths are better. I mean, Painful Truths got a really big downside where you have to lose 3 life, right? And life loss on a card draw spell is a big downside. They get a dead weight. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we might be losing to Tallow-Wisp here. Yeah, the kick, yeah, and then you can kick her for like for not having the downside, which is not a good rate, but it is nice to have the flexibility there. What do you think of the Hamlet Vanguard in humans? Hateful Eidolon, let's go! Is this a spirit? It is a spirit? Alright, my opponent's deck is officially cool. What's the opponent's record? You could type exclamation point record utopia underscore mycon. What's the name of the Esper creature? Oh, Zur? Any Zurs in the chat? I haven't cast a Zur in a while. I kind of want Zur Lightning Greaves. Be pretty fun. You will resolve. Counterspell, you're going to resolve. Too soon. Too soon to be countered. Wait, I could draw a Channeler to trigger, I could draw a Dragon Range's Channeler to trigger the off the heat, so I think we're taking one is fine here. Zur can get Urza Saga? Disrupting Shoal, let's go. Zur can get Urza Saga. Okay, so before we do anything else, I'm gonna copyright Zurza's Saga. That's mine. You can. Nobody else is allowed to take that deck name. Zurza's Saga is now the name of this new brew. But what do we do beyond that, though? Oof. Bummer. Yeah, Zur is modern legal. And so it's also like, I mean, I haven't really obviously thought about it beyond this, but Urza Saga plus Lightning Greaves we found from the Fiddlebender deck is a really good combination. And Lightning Greaves plus Zur is a good combination, and then Zur gets Urza Saga. So this is like kind of an interesting overlap of 3 cards, but I don't know that there's actually a deck here. Tornado, thank you for 3 months, appreciate ya. Yeah, opponent's deck does slap, it's very cool. I'm gonna cut these Sentinels. Let's bring in the explosives. Don't want Path, probably don't want Path. Out of Time seems good in this deck. Which one is that again? Oh yeah, maybe. Although it gets your Zur though. Put Sentinels back or else. I might have to put 2 Sentinels back. I think you actually are right about that. I don't think I really want anything else. Like, their non-creature spells are not something I want to fight over with my counter spells too much. I don't think I want Path. Is there a fine Solemnity in Unlife? Yeah, it's pretty bad though. Do you find Test. No, we have enough win cons, it's fine. I think people tend to overrate the number of win cons you need for decks. Zur does find Cigarze. Kind of slow, but yeah. The 7 mana green dude lets you generate instant card advantage with bounce land. Oh, dude. Yeah. No, that doesn't work, right? Because you can't resolve the bounce land trigger, can you? Yeah, you can't resolve the bounce land trigger in the middle of that card's trigger, I think. Those will just go on the stack. Disrupting Shoal, trigger Tallow-Wisp, pitching Spectral Sailor. Pretty good. They choose Curious Obsession. A Curious Obsession with Tallow-Wisp, perhaps. I want to draw that. Got another Shoal. Dude, their deck is sick. I'm sorry if you were looking for a card to get banned in Modern anytime soon, but it's it is the law that if your opponent wins a game against you with Tallow-Wisp, nothing can be banned in Modern for at least a month. I don't know. Kamigawa is like kind of destroying the format. There's just so many Kamigawa cards in the format. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of playing around against arcane cards and spirit cards all day, every day. I don't know. I just wish that there were other sets able to shine in this format. Get a dead weight. What if I wanted mechanic ban rather than a specific card? The problem is Tallow-Wisp is not a mechanic, so maybe we could just ban all spirits instead. They have another Shoal. My heart could not take another Shoal here. I think we'll go hand, bottom, exile. Heat the Tallow-Wisp. Now that we have Delirium. Say ban island. Oh, he's playing snow-covered island, so that's fine. Yeah, we should just Thanos snap half of the spirits. I agree completely. Just, alright, half of the spirits are deleted from the format. And you have to go on to gather and find out which one is which. They get Staggering Insight. Let's go! Let's freaking go. This is awesome. So they have Deadweight in their hands. Deadweight mystery card. So I feel like I should try to iteration for a removal spell because they could Deadweight and then I have to like counter the Deadweight. Yeah, this ended up working out pretty well. Yeah, rip up your Force of Negations and replace them with Disrupting Shoal. Let's go! Oh, their deck is so sick. It's just so sick. Oh, man. I just can't help the nerd out a little bit here. I think I can afford the iteration here. It's like a dash Ragavan. I think I'd rather hold up the charm. How's it feel to be the first person to ever kill 2 Tallow-Wisps? Yeah, the first person to survive this long against the Tallow-Wisp deck. It is Deadweight, 3 mystery cards. Keeping that, I guess. Yeah, sorry for pretending like there weren't any tier 0 decks. That one's on me. So next turn I can either... Yeah, if I steal Ethereal Armor, it does... No, so it doesn't shrink this, because I still control the 1 enchantment. So I can put Lurrus in my hand and hold up Charm, or I can Ragavan. Yeah, Lurrus I think is a little slow here. Alright. Easy steal. They can deadweight the Sailor though. We know they have that in their hand. But can they deadweight 2 Spectral Sailors? Maybe. Fappuccino, thank you for 2 months. Appreciate you. Thank you for all the haircut compliments today, huh? Yeah, I usually do like my hair to be really short, but then I also don't like to leave my house ever, so it gets pretty long. No! They just keep Tallowisping. I don't know what to do. Dude, Tallowisp's Hateful Eidolon is really sick. Their deck is so cool. Hamlet Vanguard. Dude, look, he's got 2 shields. Okay, they kind of blatantly ripped off Dark Souls 2, though. I hate to tell you guys. But like, they really blatantly ripped off Dark Souls 2 with Hamlet Vanguard. What did they get? They got a Curious Obsession. They had another Obsession in the deck? Okay, now what? So I can go Ending Tallowisp, dash Ragavan attack. It's probably fine. I haven't read this card yet. I will read it though. Enters a battlefield with 2+1 counters on it for each other non-token human you control. Ward 2. Well, we masterfully kill this Tallowisp first. Do I have another Channeler in the yard? I don't. This card's pretty cool. I like that you can Imperial Recruiter for this in Modern. But I don't necessarily foresee it seeing a ton of play in Modern. But the Ward 2 is really nice. Actually, no, the card's actually probably pretty good, right? Since in Modern, Ward 2 on a 3-mana creature means that like you have to Prismatic Ending it, so it's like that card doesn't die to Heat or Bolt, probably. And then, or ideally, oh no, sorry, I needed to dash the Ragavan. I guess I'm gonna Bauble here then. No, I guess, yeah, the Bauble's better, actually. Yeah, so like it costs 5 mana to Prismatic Ending this, and it doesn't die to Heat or Bolt. That card might actually be pretty good, assuming it doesn't die to Heat or Bolt, I guess. Which is not a foregone conclusion. Ward isn't attacks, ending could be worse. Ward isn't attacks. Well, it's a trigger, right? So like they have to spend 5 mana to ending it unless I'm missing something. Don't I just hide? I mean, if I could draw an Unholy Heat to not just die. Okay. That 2-0'd by the Tallowisp. Let's freaking go. Yeah, I like Inspired Idea. I think that card's really cool. I think some decks will play it. I don't know exactly which ones. Okay, let's keep this. Yeah, bonus deck did seem good. I agree. I liked it a lot. Yeah, incoming new CFB article on Tallowisp. Modern is healing. It's healing. Yeah, please no Bantalk if it's not about Tallowisp. Alright, turn 1 Footfalls. I'm gonna turn 1 Ragavan. I think I'm supposed to hold the Bauble for Channeler. We'll see. Bimp, thank you for the 15 months. When do we get the Tallowisp Stream? Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Oh, Ragavan is living. So maybe I'm supposed to just hold up the Charm this turn. Ooh, I can Fury. I think I'm gonna go Sentinel Channeler here because I can just steal a Rhino with the charm, and then I get to draw a card if they Rhinos this turn. They're gonna force my Bauble. They're thinking about it. Kind of interesting. Brave versus a Fury deck. That's true. Yeah. This line is really bad against Fury. We did just exile one though. This line is like I think better against Rhinos though. It's like better against Violent Outburst. Cool. So I do think that they have Force of Negation the way they pause on the Bauble, so This charm might not resolve. Maybe we can at least get Delirium. I'll graveyard that. Then we're just one type away from Delirium, and that is the one type. And we got the steal. Cool. How many channel points to drop and build around Tallowisp? I don't know. I can't steal my opponent's glory there. Gotta wait for the 5/0 dump. We'll see. I did like that deck. I'll think about it. But I do kind of want to mess around with the Zur idea. The Zur, like, I don't know how much of a deck we have. But just like Zur and an Urza Saga deck that also plays Greaves, because Greaves is good with Saga, seems like it could be something. We dodged the Fury a little bit. They probably kill Sentinel Channeler. Yeah, Zur does have 4 toughness. It's pretty resilient to Prismatic Ending too. It's not a card that I dislike. I think I should block here. Like I said, could be 20 lands. Well, what land do you cut? Because I feel like we're low on white or red sources if we cut a land. Excuse me, sorry. Sorry. Can find another bolt, we can win. It's gonna be maybe hard without that. Maybe not. We take no, it's gonna be hard without that. Maybe multiples are decks. They're good in non-removal heavy formats. They're very bad in removal heavy formats. Put even enchantments. The Unlife Lock is win con. I honestly hate the Unlife Lock. It's so slow. You have to attack. I feel like if you like anything that makes you like have to attack twice with Zur makes me not that interested, I think. Alright, my plan here is for my opponent to have nothing and for me to find a bolt off the Bauble. I don't need to bolt them in upkeep because I have the draw off the Bauble. Taking for 12, we get to block here, getting 3 up to 14. Take 2 plus 12 is 14. So I can play another channeler. I can play another channeler if they don't have anything. We survive. And then they're dead next turn. I haven't played land for turn now. So if I have 3 looks at a lightning bolts, 2 lightning bolts in the 21 card deck. Otherwise, I could just try to chump and then kill them with bolt next turn. Bolt them first for info. I can't do that. I'm not shocking this turn. So this line is better against 2 damage burn spell. Why not land pre-Lurrus to hold up Counterspell mana? They hold Counterspell first. I mean, if I cast the Channeler, I have to cast Channeler to survive. I can't hold up Counterspell too. I like the Bauble to hold a Counterspell. I don't think you guys understand. I only survive with a block if I play a creature to block. I only survive with a creature if I play it to chump block as well. Because like I go up to 14, then I take 14. I need to play a creature, so I can't hold up the Counterspell. That's easily the line if that's the case. But I think I'm gonna just play that Channeler, and because I think it's better to just hope that they don't have the interaction rather than try to find the 2-outer. I could be wrong though. All right, and we are never beating that card. Let's see. Bring in 3 explosives, 2 Flusterstorm, 2 Veto. I'll play the bolts over the heats. Can you shock if you channeler for 2 to surveil? Shock if you channeler for 2 surveil. We can shock there, yeah. If we channeler, we go to 1. But then we cast the bolt, and like the surveil doesn't necessarily accomplish anything. All right, let's go. Vapor Snag isn't particularly good against rhinos. Just like you're 2-for-1ing yourself, and there's not enough Murktide either. I think. I do think we have to keep this hand. Why Bolt over Prismatic Ending? I'm bringing in 3 copies of Engineered Explosives, 2 Flusterstorms, 2 Dovin's Vetoes. All of these cards are intended to be Crashing Footfalls. And a lot of the ways you lose this matchup is you overboard for Rhinos and you just lose to Brazen Borrower, Bone Crusher Giant, Fury. Lightning Bolt kills all of those, and Prismatic Ending is not very good against those cards. You can also play Heat, but that's you don't always have Delirium, and sometimes you need to race and bolt them out. Is it possible to have a red black deck guy? There's one on Channel Fireball Hearn. It's a little out of date, but not very out of date. Playing Bolt over Heat is interesting choice because we're bringing a bunch of ways to stop kill Rhinos. Yeah, exactly. Does it mean with the beatdown in this matchup? It depends. It depends. Like against the Brazen Borrower Bone Crusher Giant draws, I do think it's really important to have the ability to race. I think I want to get the second fountain here. Yeah, I think it's really important to have the ability to race. And Bolt is much better at that. And then you also like especially when they just like play Bone Crusher early, like you can't heat it, it's a big problem. You have to a lot of times you have to Bolt Fury, which feels bad, but like a lot of times like you're staring down a Fury and you just have a bunch of explosives and like Dovin's Vetoes in your hand. Yeah, so I'm just going to Lurrus here since I've got the explosives for the Rhinos. I even have 2 if they have Force. Well, I guess I'd probably Spell Pierce the Force. Oh, they also might Blood Moon me. It's okay, I'll just lose to Blood Moon. Looks like they don't have it. I tried the blue-black Lurrus deck recently. I haven't played it lately, no. Might be something that I'll be wanting to return to soon. I was thinking that it wasn't great against the blue-white decks, though. It's pretty scary. We've been playing 2 Snapcaster sets, Charms 3 or 4 Spell Pierce. You could play a couple Snapcasters. That might actually be a good addition. I would probably cut it over the Spell Pierce before I cut the 4th Charm, but you could maybe do that. Yeah, I think that would be like incredibly reasonable at the very least. Maybe we'll do that for next league. No Fury, please. No Fury, please. I feel like Unlife Salinity, Sterling Grove has felt amazing in Modern. Once the format gets aggro again, I mean, it's the thing about like once the format gets aggro again. Hammer Time is the premier aggro deck in Modern, and they can beat Salinity Unlife with their Inkmoth Nexus. And so it just doesn't seem like anytime soon it's going to be good to be on that plan. You know what I mean? For Boro, thank you for 3 months. Appreciate you. Can anyone show you Decklist for opinion? I mean, I'd take a look for $10 or 2 gifted subs or channel points. If I just looked at it, literally every single Decklist, we'd be here all day doing that. How does Inkmoth beat that? It deals infect damage, right? Oh, Salinity. Okay, sure. Fair enough. I was wrong about that. I don't know, but like I like having to attack twice with your Zur to assemble your lock. It's just so slow. If you've attacked twice with your Zur, you're winning. If you're just like getting Spreading Seas and Detention Spheres, that kind of stuff. You like. I feel. You know what I mean? This is the weak half equation. The combo itself is good. I mean, it's good against specifically some decks. I don't know. I wouldn't say that the combo is good, to be honest. It is very fragile against more. It doesn't beat more than half of the decks in the format, and that's just like not something I'm that interested in. All right, Ragavan trading all day. Okay, so I mean, I've got the explosives in the graveyard, so I don't really know why they would do this here. If they don't have an answer for Lurrus, but I do have the Spell Pierce. So they're gonna force? No, they don't force. Don't really know how we're in such a good position. They have used 3 footfalls though, so these explosives are not going to be that useful going forward, I imagine. I think my opponent has Violent Outburst. But I think I want to... they only have 1 Rhinos left in the deck, so I like either the explosives or the Flusterstorm can answer it here. And like, yeah, I don't want to like try to like really leverage like extra explosives when they only have 1 Rhinos left in the deck. Yeah, and then this could also answer Season Pyromancer tokens. Why not why is Spell Pierce there and not Flusterstorm? In this matchup, Flusterstorm is strictly better than Spell Pierce. There is no card in the deck that they're playing that Spell Pierce can't, that Flusterstorm can't counter that Spell Pierce can, unless they're playing a Jace, I guess, which is not a super common one, these days at least. I guess I just let this go. And then Flusterstorm can make them pay more than 2. So you would have to give me, you have to write me an essay. And I'm gonna cast this on why you'd play, why you do it the other way around. Blood Moon. I mean they don't have Blood Moon in their deck at the moment. They haven't been fetching basics, but that is a card. But that is also a card that does not get Spell Pierced here. They have way too much mana. They can easily pay for Spell Pierce too. But they did not bring in Blood Moon the way they've been fetching. Just winning that challenge. I see. Yeah. I guess, yeah, I just don't know. You're probably overthinking it. I imagine that you're overthinking it. Zero Saga, running Glittering Wish, in a Lurrus deck. You also run some Lurrus friendly seals. I don't hate the idea. Definitely a direction to consider. Don't hate it. This is an arena counterspell. I decided to sell the full set I got from the challenge and get the old Board of Charms and the arena counterspells. Oh no, I don't know why I thought I still had my explosives. Sorry. Weird. Yeah, lucky to have Lurrus this game. I guess I get to Lurrus explosives here. I really thought this treasure token was still the explosives. Not that big a deal. Better to get the Ragavan? Why is it better to get Ragavan? Video essay, please. This is better if they can kill my Lurrus, so then they can Rhinos, and Ragavan is just trading for this token anyways, which is explosives is going to trade for the token as well. So I just don't know why Ragavan's better. I'm just going to cast the Ragavan here to attack with Lurrus. Yeah, I also get to hold up Counterspell plus Flusterstorm or Archmage's Charm this way. I don't think I need to counter the Borrower. I could just like lifelink and ignore it, you know. I'll counter the second one though. Awesome Fisticuff. Yeah, I've been wanting to play that deck again soon. Maybe we'll play that after this this league. But yeah, I feel like I haven't given that black-white deck enough love. Okay, just pay for this. You'll pay for this, Spike. Which black-white deck? I can pull it up if my opponent doesn't, yeah, if they like don't immediately re-sideboard. Been calling it black-white control. It's a black-white smallpox deck. Plays Lurrus, Saga, Turok, Lingering Souls, Vindicate, Portable Hole to grow the Saga tokens. It's pretty good. We've done pretty well with this deck in the past. There's one rack to tutor up, you know, in the discard shell. Tutor up with Saga. Definitely a keepable hand. I think it's worth to sell Ragavan to buy Rin and 6. I mean, worth it is, you know, dependent on you, right? Like, if you think that if there's a Rin and 6 deck that you really want to play, and you don't want to play with your Ragavan deck, then yes, it's worth it. But as far as like financially, I have no idea. And worth it just got to be relative to you, right? Nexus, thank you for 11 months. Appreciate you. The XF. Things have been good. Things have been good. Thanks for tuning in. Always sad when we lose a viewer to the work change, you know, work schedule change. Yeah, we got to overload, break the ice, and save modern that one time. Jeff, 6 months. Thank you, dude. Your costume was really good. I saw it on Facebook. Alright, it's pretty good for us. Fury, Pitch Fury. This is the second league with the deck. Guess what we lost to? Anybody? You have to. Please, nobody guess if you were here. But for those of you who weren't here, what do you think we lost to this league? Honor System. Blutron. That's a very good guess, but it's not correct. I feel like nobody's gonna actually guess it. Yeah, I mean, no, it was a. Oh no, it was Tallowisp. Tallowisp Spirits, like a more controlling version with Lurrus, and like a lot of value cards and disrupting Shoal. It was awesome. It was Tallowisp Spirits with like Eidolon of Hateful Eidolon and Dead Weight, and it was sick. Yeah, we got like crushed. The deck looked really good. I'll counter this. Yeah, ban Kamigawa block. Too impactful on the format. I think I'm gonna bolt the agent here. It's probably fine. I guess that prompted the Xur conversation. It was actually, it wasn't exactly that. Oh yeah, someone in the chat was like, hey, you can Xur for Urza Saga. And I'm like, okay, well, that sounds worth looking into. Who was it that suggested the Xurza? They didn't suggest the name. I thought of the name, chat. Xurza Saga is my invention. I have it copyrighted. But someone else had the, just the idea that Xur can get Urza Saga, which was not my idea. That was you, Iron Cake. Thank you, Iron. Yeah, I believe you. You didn't think of the name though, which is okay. I wouldn't expect anybody to be able to think of a name that good. I'm playing the Veto here to play around Dispute. So Cleaver Twitch Prime, appreciate you. No, yeah, Azura is modern legal. I've played against it before. QT, they go to Twitch Prime. Thank you, dude. And Mick, a lot of subscriptions, huh? A lot of bad uses of your money and unwise investments. Yeah, I'm gonna Lurrus here. I think they might have Dispute, which I'll counterspell. And then I have to decide between... Ooh, wow. Okay, they can still have Dispute as the last card. I forgot that they were playing this. Their last two cards are Cryptic Command, Dispute. No, they don't have a fetchable blue source. I think. No, they're just actually fetching there. Okay, so getting explosives is good against them going kill Lurrus plus Rhinos, which is probably like the way to lose this game. So our prime subs as well in lies. We gotta spin them somewhere. I don't know. I'm just teasing. Yeah, the mental ingenuity requires to combine Zur and Urza to create Zurza is truly unique to Spike. I agree completely. Could not have said it better. They discard Charlotte's Agent, which I guess makes sense into the explosives. I should probably Bauble. Try to find counter magic. Start to know what they're drawing. Endurance, okay. It's not great. What do you think of Arya the Flame Sideboard for Rakdos and Monkey Doesn't Work Tide? Those matchups are favorable. Prismatic Ending could deal with the graveyard hate that they have access to, or Bolt for Voidwalker. Oh, that's an insane draw. Yeah, those matchups are fine. And I wouldn't recommend overcompensating for them. Zurza Brewing after this league. I'll probably do it off stream. Because I personally think it's probably not going to get there. You know what I mean? I hope that it gets there, but... it would be my guess that Zurza isn't quite good enough. So I'm going to spend some time off stream, I think, putting it together. Yeah, I might play Black-White Control next. Unless there's just, like, overwhelming demand for Zurza, then maybe I'll change my mind. This could be bad because they can dispute my charm now, I guess. Overwhelming demand for Zurza. Let's see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Are they going to fire on Lurrus here? Let's see if they pay. Because if they pay, they can't Endurance. Feels worth countering to me. Could maybe Surveil into a counterspell that we can draw off the Bauble too. Should Zurza be a Yorion deck to avoid drawing toolbox stuff? Well, maybe, and maybe not. I think I'll probably start off with 60 cards. But the idea is like the toolbox is I'm probably just gonna play like 4 Spreading Seas, 1 Detention Sphere, 4 Urza Saga. And maybe there's like one more good utility card to search up or something, and maybe there's not. Alright, so I know they have the Endurance, so I think I block here. And then if they Endurance before damage, I'll just sack the Explosives. Do it after the Endurance trigger happens for Delirium. Yeah. And then that was the other thing, Gustavo, is that like the idea and why I think this might have legs is that Lightning Greaves is good in an Urza Saga deck. I found just going turn 2 Saga Lightning Greaves pass is really strong, and then also like Zur is good with Saga, Zur is good with Greaves. So that's the idea, or at least how we got here. There is definitely going to be... It's going to require, like, a little bit more work than that, but... That is how we got here. It's like a little greedy to do this, I guess, but as long as we find Delirium, we'll be fine. There's Delirium. Could leave that to play off the iteration. I'll graveyard it though. Okay. They do have more rhinos, so let's go hand this, bottom, exile, pass. Zero and random. There's I don't think the mana ever works there. Consider a lot of server builds like Moon and Stony. Well, you don't want to play. Oh, okay. Like Rest in Peace, Moon and Stony. Oh, the thing is, like those cards, you don't want to put Stony or Rest in Peace in your and your Urza Saga deck. You guys let's just lose to Endurance. You know what I mean? I mean, we can even just Explosives on 3 if they have it. This be our last card. Although they didn't sack the Grove first, which I guess means they have Endurance. Because they would have definitely sacked the Grove first, I feel. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I mean this doesn't really do much. I got the Explosives. Yeah, I really like. We talked a little bit about Inspired Idea. I will say I really like it. Oh, I guess this kills my second channeler. I really like it. I think the card's really cool and well designed, and I'm really excited to see how it plays. I'm not expecting it to be particularly good, but I think it might find a home and it might not. But I love the design of it. I really, really like it. Dabbers kill 2 creatures. Oh yeah, sorry. I thought. Yeah, you're right. It did kill 2 creatures. Sorry. I thought it was only killing 1. It's still fine though. Still very much in this game. Yeah, so like we can play. I think that 4 Spreading Seas, 4 Saga, 1 Detention Sphere is probably enough Zero targets. But like maybe there's like 1 more enchantment that's good. Detention Sphere itself is a pretty good card right now in like the Rhinos. Rhinos plus. Oh, they've used how many footfalls so far? 3. Alright, let's play this out. 1-0. This also could get the Seasoned Pyromancer tokens. Shadow Spear, you need Saga hits too. I'm just talking about enchantment hits for Urza. Obviously, we'll play Saga hits. Yeah, we'll play Shadow Spear. But Zur doesn't get artifacts, right? It just gets enchantments. No, Bitter Blossom's unplayable. Like if I'm gonna Zur for a value card, I'm getting Saga over Bitter Blossom every single time. What's holding back humans? Nobody's playing it. The humans is totally fine deck though. You need to play Esper Sentinel if you're playing humans, but humans is totally fine. Ghostly Prison style effects used to be a mainstay. You could maybe sideboard an effect like that, but I think it's probably pretty weak. Necropotence, let's go. I did see the new 3-drop human. I kind of like that card. I'm a little undecided on it. But that card seems pretty resilient to Bolt, Heat, and Ending, which is nice. Rule of Law. Yeah, that might be a sideboard card. Portable Hole is an artifact. I might play it in the deck anyways as like interaction, but it's not a 2 to target for 0. Will this be an As for Told deck? I don't think so, no. Ooh, Deadweight. Good old O-Ring. I'm gonna play Detention Sphere instead. I personally think that, I've said this a couple times now, but I think that 1 Detention Sphere, 4 Urza Saga, 4 Spreading Seas is more than enough targets for Zur. You're always gonna have something to get. It's always gonna be a lot of value. And I think that's gonna be fine. But we're gonna look and see if there's something else. We're gonna look and see if there's like 1 more enchantment that's worth playing. But let's see. Let's go. Hands, bottom, exile, counterspell. No, they just can't play a spell this turn. I don't think that land is like that relevant. Phyrexian Unlife. Yeah, I just kind of hate those cards. They're just like so bad to draw, you know what I mean? Usually. The main thing is, what are we doing when we don't have Zur? I guess, yeah. So that's the thing. It's like, this is going to be like an Esper mid-range deck that Zur and Saga are both good in. But beyond that, oh, we could play Dakin. We can play Dakin Ragnar, because this might be a Stoneforge Mystic deck, because you want to play Shadow Spear and Lightning Greaves already. So this is probably Esper Stoneblade with Zur and Saga. And then you can maybe play Dakin, but then maybe you realize Teferi is just better, and you're sad about it. But we can play Dakin for a little bit. And yeah, we might play Solitude, we might play Ingenious Smith, we might play Esper Sentinel. Don't think we can Fiddle Bend. But that's probably where we're going to start. How Sentinel feels today feels more like a legacy card. Sentinel's amazing in Modern. It's not just today, Pokey. This is not like the first day I put Sentinel in the deck. I've been playing Sentinel for like the last month, and I felt like the card is incredibly powerful and underrated in the format. And I felt this way for a while. I can't believe they played into my Counterspell that was Exile to Iteration. Yeah, the card's phenomenal. Criminally underplayed. Seal of Cleansing the Sideboard. Yeah, that's a good suggestion for sure. What do you think is better, this or Jeskai Murktide? At the time of making this comment, probably the Jeskai Murktide deck, but this deck feels like it's got a lot of legs too. It's maybe more of a metagame version. Isn't Zur too clunky at 4 mana? I wouldn't say so necessarily. In fact, Zur is actually like really like 4 mana creatures that don't die to bolt are kind of good in Modern right now, where they just like don't die to bolt and they're really hard to ending. They're kind of fragile to like Solitude. They're fragile to a few different cards, of course. But the idea is that we're also playing Lightning Greaves too in this deck, because Lightning Greaves is good with Saga, and Lightning Greaves is good with Zur. That's kind of the overlap there. Optimize. Yeah, Optimize is a good suggestion. At least like as a one of, and just play Snow Basics. Seems like a good suggestion. So they're letting me draw a card here. Oh no, sorry. I thought the trigger resolved already. I'm gonna use the Dovin's Veto over Counterspell since. Oh, I guess they're just dead here actually. I want to use the Dovin's Veto over Counterspell though, so I can protect from Fury. But they're just dead to bolt Counterspell up. Are we Esper Ephemerate Elemental Enchantment? I think that's a little too deep. Yeah, this is the same opponent. This has been a really long match. This has been like a 30-minute match, maybe longer. I'll just Bolt Ending Fury. Also isn't bad to get to Fairy Bounce. It might. Those are some good points. Treacherous Blessing. Blessing is like a very scary card, but maybe. Whenever creature control dies, returning hand support pays 3 life. We're not going to be super creature heavy. I feel like that card's not. Or I don't think that card's very good. Scour, main deck Gutshot. We're playing against Phoenix. Cool. The second Gutshot. Phoenix is probably a bad matchup. It's gonna be something insane to bring out Zur to make opponents concede immediately, right? You tell me, dude. You tell me. I don't know. So I know Zur can fetch Blood Moon, but I'm not playing Blood Moon in my Esper Urza Saga deck. Alright, they found the second Gutshot. They also don't have a land. We're a little floody today. Pretty close to Delirium. I think I can keep Ragavan here. Their deck is kind of soft to Ragavan. And then I think I'm going to wait on the Bauble, because if they draw a land, we'll like immediately know that they just drew it, so kind of want to see what the next card is, you know? Like if I see a land on top after they pass the turn, I'm not going to dash to Ragavan. You gonna say it's going to have Blood Suns? Blood Sun's also a bit awkward with Saga. Eidolon of Rhetoric. Yeah, like I'll probably have a card like Eidolon of Rhetoric in the sideboard, but I don't think I want to have it in the main deck. Yeah, so the top card is Faithful Mending. So I mean, maybe they have a 1-mana creature here. But I think I'd rather just like let them try to miss a land drop again. Just put Lurrus in my hand. Yeah, we're also already gonna play 4 main deck Spreading Seas, so like we don't really need this kind of effect very much, anyways. While is there talk? I'm gonna brew it. The big idea here, the big idea is that Zerg can get Urza Saga, which is like it makes it a powerful card advantage engine. Urza Saga, as we found out from the Fiddlebender deck, plays well with I guess I should let me dash and then play Lurrus Bauble. Although Lurrus Bauble might find me Delirium, should be fine to do this. Lightning Greaves is good with Urza Saga, kind of just period. Just going like turn 2 Saga, Lightning Greaves, then turn 3 equip attack. It's very strong, I found. And then Greaves is also good with Zerg. And so we found these 3 cards that work well together in theory. And so we're gonna see like how we can best maximize that that synergy, you know. We had to land with the Ragavan. Thank you, David. Appreciate you. Keep it bolts. What's the right number of Lightning Greaves? 1 or 2, I think. It kind of depends on exactly what the rest of the deck looks like. No more than 2, I imagine. I was playing 1 in the Oswald deck for a little bit, and then I ended up deciding that 2 is the right number, and I've been pretty happy with 2 there. But I don't think I'd ever add a 3rd. I'm gonna use the restroom. I'll be right back. Okay, so the Zerg deck is definitely going to be a Stoneforge Mystic deck, since Nettlesis counts artifacts and enchantments. I feel like that's a pretty big piece of this puzzle. Nettlesis counts artifacts and enchantments. So we're probably like Stoneforge Mystic, 1 Kaldra, 2 Nettlesis, 1 Shadow Spear, 1 or 2 Lightning Greaves, just like the Fiddlebender deck. Pretty excited about that. Does this deck doesn't run Prismatic Ending? Talk about the one that we're brewing or the one that we're playing now. This deck currently plays 4 Prismatic Ending. I cited them out against the Phoenix deck because it has no targets unless you have a treasure token, I guess. Try all that glitters, which also counts artifact enchantments. I don't know. That kind of card feels pretty weak to draw. You know what I mean? One Daybreak Hornet. Yeah, son of a bitch, I'm in. Can we give hastes? Or yeah, Lightning Greaves is gonna be the haste enabler. I'm liking the idea. I think it might end up being good. Yeah, Lithoborn Blight, yeah, maybe is a somewhat of an enabler for the deck, yeah. Or I don't think that I want this to be a Yorion deck though. It might be fine too. We'll see how good the 60 card version is. We'll start building it, see if like it ends up wanting to be more of a Yorion deck. Prep blending for the 13 months. What are we grabbing with Zerg? The big thing is Urza Saga, but I think that right now I think that the only targets are going to be 1 Detention Spear, 4 Spreading Seas, 4 Urza Saga, 1 Unthanice. Maybe I'll play 2 Detention Spheres, but I'm under the impression if this is my package of cards to get, whenever you attack with Zerg, you're going to be impacting the board in a really meaningful way, and you don't need to play a bunch of like goofy 3-mana enchantments that are going to be terrible to draw in your mid-range deck. Omen of the Sea. You could play Omen of the Sea, but then I feel like I would just play Spreading Seas instead. Maybe if this is a Yorion deck, you can play a couple. I think it's important to counter the salvaging here. Every time I play Phoenix, I'm like really hopeful my opponent doesn't counter salvaging. What artifacts are in for Saga? Spear, Nettle, Sentinel. Well, Sentinel doesn't get got by Saga, but we do need artifacts in deck for the Saga. Spear for sure. We'll see. We're gonna have to start to build the deck a little bit. Might play Esper Sentinel. Probably don't have enough hits for Ingenious Smith. Alright, just cast a Demi-Lich from the graveyard, which is definitely good value. Yeah, I think I need to bolt the Lich, which means I'm not getting my 2-for-1 here, unfortunately. You're on Signet, so you can cast it earlier. I'll just cast it on turn 4. I'm okay. I don't hate the suggestion, though. Soul Guide Lantern, the best one mana graveyard hate, even if you're not playing Lurrus. If you're not using the graveyard, Relic is better, in my opinion. Could try Braid of Fire to make Saga tokens. Braid of Fire is a really powerful card that has never seen any play as far as I know. Braid of Fire is a red enchantment. It's red and it's 1 red mana, 1 generic mana, and has cumulative upkeep, make a red mana. What was the loss? We lost to a Tallow-Wisp Spirits Brew. That was pretty sick. It was pretty good looking. I discard Steambench to Salvaging. Sprite over coffee today. Yeah, we've got a lot of sprites in the fridge. I'm just trying to get rid of them by drinking them. Slip down with combo and play it unlucky 2 counters Solemnity. I don't. Okay, so yeah, that is interesting. Solemnity plus Saga. The thing is, it's like. This is something I think is like really important when you're like trying to figure out how a brew is going to function, you know. You need to like obviously this deck is going to be good when you get to equip Lightning Greaves and attack with Zur, but you're not going to do that in most games even maybe. It's like if this is like this deck is going to be an Esper mid-range deck that needs to be functional and powerful when it doesn't draw Zur. And like I really am not that interested in having cards like Solemnity or Unlife, which just do nothing to like further your mid-range game plan. Threads of Disloyalty. Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Somebody remind me about Threads because I feel like I'm gonna forget. I feel like I'm gonna forget about that one. I'm a Dryal, Sacred Switch Prime. They're flashing Mending on their upkeep. I don't know why you would upkeep Mending here. Why mostly off to your end will just wreck? I don't know. Like I really feel like that's the best way to build a deck, to be honest. But I know I haven't had like good results with it the last few times, so I just don't know. No beat. We're actually trying to build this deck. No beats. I mean, like we're definitely like this stream so far has been like nothing but like there's been like a lot of goofy suggestions for the deck for sure, but I am actually interested in putting it together. This matchup is so tough. We know that they still have Bolt in their hand. Let me see what I'm drawing, because I can Lurrus here. Counterspell. Okay. Drawing that. Let's just wait. Yeah, I'll put a Threads of Disloyalty in the sideboard for sure. Only fast lands and not island sources to ambush opponent with choke. Ellipses, they did 19 months. Spirit of the Labyrinth? What deck is that good against, though? Can't really think of any. I want to save this Counterspell for the Bolt. The problem is the Demi-Lich just gets to flashback the Bolt. If we draw a Counterspell for the Bolt here, we're in really good shape. If not, I can maybe just wait. Let's see what we draw. If I draw a land, I probably just have to go Lurrus here. Yeah. I need to push my advantage a little bit. Maybe they'd like exile the bolt. I just forgot about it. I don't think that that's the case though. Let's go. Do I need to counter this Thought Scour though? It's kind of bad if they hit 2 spells. Just hope they don't. They hit 1 spell. They cast a bolt, upkeep target face. Oh, that's right. That was so weird when they did that. Okay, I guess I'll counter this one then. So that's 2 spells cast. If the last card's another spell, then they get to bring their Liches and Phoenixes, or 1 Lich and Phoenixes back. Prismatic Ending, and then they get to Lich and they get to Phoenix. Man, their deck is so good. Alright, let's go to game 3. Yeah, the Phoenix deck just chews up and spits out these matchups usually. Just has so much inevitability. They can definitely lose on the draw though if we have a fast start with like Sentinel or Ragavan. Dude, Zerd does tutor for Klothys. Problem is that is actually a really good hit. Of course, I don't think that you can support it mana wise without Astrolabe. Although there's Navigator's Compass, huh? Navigator's Compass. But it's mulled to 5. Okay, that bodes really well for us. That doesn't, though. I don't know. I mean, Leyland is fine against us, but it's not actually like that big a deal, I think. Yeah, Abundant Growth does help, too. Man, mulling to 5 and then taking the 2-for-1 here. It's gotta feel pretty bad. Zero for Dryad? No, that's pretty deep. Alright, let's play Ragavan with Flusterstorm up. What's the reason between Sentinel Lurrus versus Murktide? I'm mostly just trying it out, but Sentinel is insane. Sentinel is, like, I've been saying this all day, just kind of criminally underplayed in Modern. And I think very good in the shell. And you also get access to Lurrus, which is, of course, super powerful. Murktide's a little bit worse because of the prevalence of Solitude, although that's, you know, less true now than it was probably last week. I think I'll go ahead and Flusterstorm this. Bad if they have Gut Shot, but they're just down to 1 card. Ah, dang it. Is mana Silex too terrible? I don't know what that card is, so I just do the same thing, I guess. Are humans playing Force Sentinel? Some people are. They 100% should be. I don't like. They 100% should be playing Force Sentinel. Sentinel is incredibly good. It's also human. Yeah, you could play Snapcaster. So somebody suggested it earlier, and I feel like this deck probably should have like 1 or 2 Snapcasters. They put a island in the yard here. Will I start putting the Zerd deck together on stream? Yeah, I think so. I think we've just talked about it too much to not like spend. Like at the very least, I will spend time attempting to put it together, and there's like a chance I'm not able to figure it out on stream, and maybe I'll spend some time off stream working on it if I can't figure it out right now. That happens sometimes, and maybe the deck just doesn't come together. Mirrodin Besieged. It's a card, huh? Silex is a no card draw Astrolabe. Doesn't sound that good. Yeah, Thought Scour is kind of awkward. I don't want to Thought Scour myself or them that much. I think I'm just gonna Iteration, try to play a second Channeler here. Maybe I should cast this. No, I should just cast the Scour because like these channelers aren't delirious. I'll just take the card. Exile 3 from the top, draw a card. I guess I could have just topped there. I'm so used to graveyarding when I Thought Scour myself with Channeler. Rip. Yeah, Rest in Peace is. Yeah, we could actually main deck Rest in Peace. Yeah, we should probably main deck. We should main deck a Rest in Peace. All right, they've got 2 Phoenixes in the yard now, but I've got a backup Ragavan. How do I feel about Spellstutter Sprite? It's probably okay. No, that's not a glowing review. It's not as good as it was, though. We don't get to rebound this if we cast it. So let me Bauble first, see if I'm drawing 3 mana Counterspell. Yeah, I mean, Klothys is really good, but yeah, I don't think we can afford to play Klothys, and I don't think any of the other Theros gods are worth it. None of the Theros, like, the god weapons, none of them are good, right? Because those are artifact enchantments, which is actually kind of interesting. Out of time is a tunable Wrath? Well, the problem is it hits your Zur, right? So, like, I don't think we want it. We have other removal we can get. Yeah, Whip of Erebos, a little slow, huh? A little slow. Out of touch. Out of time. But I'm out of my head when we cast Zur the Enchanter. Wow, Celestial Dawn, oh boy. Hollow Nodes Steam deck, that'd be pretty cool. I don't know that there's anything besides Out of Time though, right? It's probably 1 or 2 things. Alright, this is a really tough matchup, but we got there. They built a 5 game 3, of course. 3-1, only defeated by the I totally have already forgot the name of the card. You guys can... I'm not sure how good it is, like, and then also, like, I don't know that I could build it better than my opponent built it, because it looks like their list seemed, like, very well tuned. I'll be thinking about it, but I don't necessarily just want to steal their thunder, you know what I mean? Any thunder stealers in the chat? Alright, so no companion, Stomping Ground, Mishra's Bauble. Interesting. Ruined Halo making comeback? Has Coast been better than Fountain in my Jeskai builds? I mean, we're playing both. I guess I don't understand. I really don't understand the question, to be honest. I think I'm just gonna Bauble here. I want to hold on Counterspell this turn. Yeah, I don't understand the question. It's like Fountain and Coast are very different cards. Like usually it's better to draw Coast than it is to draw Fountain, but you can tutor Fountain. But like just combine both cards, build up a mana base. Like usually the first Coast is better than the third Fountain, but or any number of Coasts is usually better than like any number of like the third plus Fountains, but it's kind of a weird question, I guess. All right, let's counter this. Just Jund. Make a Zerda Stoneblade list with Saga and call it Zer's Saga. It's pretty good. I miss playing Zerda. I used to cast that card in this format. Second time just playing its Boomer Jund today. just playing its... Oh, okay. Wait, this is Jund Saga with no Lurrus. Interesting. Kind of an awkward coast. Steal the Godhead might be important so Zur doesn't die to combat damage. I mean, Zur has flying, right? Doesn't Zur have flying? If there's a flying... If there's a Murktide Regent on the other side of the field, you can just grab Detention Sphere. What else does it die to with combat damage? If Zur doesn't have flying, then I'm like maybe just not that interested in the card at all. Dr. Doom, 9 months, appreciate you. Okay, yeah, it has flying. They have Colonnade, you can Spreading Seize it. You can keep that. I think that my opponent's likely to get a Spell Bomb here, right? So I'll leave this uncracked. That's a deep cut, Delta. They fly now? Oh boy. Yeah, Zera's weirding for themes. Just curious, some weeks ago I was not using any coast. Oh, so in this deck, this mana in this deck is really different. Where, like, in the other version, which I think I am playing one coast now in that version, but the idea is that the idea is that, like, when you're just splashing ending, you don't need white mana on turn 1 every game. It's like pretty fine to wait till turn 2, turn 3 sometimes. But in your Esper Sentinel deck, you need like 13 white sources that enter untapped on turn 1. 12 is like kind of cheating a little bit. You can do 12, but I have 13 here. Thoughtseize on top. We're drawing Heat and then another card. Maybe trade Ragavan for a token here. Doing this for the Surveil, although them losing 2 life is like definitely super relevant. I feel like the Surveil is more relevant. 0 Sacred Foundry Bliss. Yeah, I have 4 counterspells for Archmage's Charms. Like Sacred Foundry, like obviously has some value, but I'm not that interested with 4 counterspell, 4 charm. They sack the Peatland. That's obviously a great sign for us. They play Ren. They kill the Ragavan. They have no good attacks. And I've got a counterspell to protect the Channeler here. Why can't you Unholy Heat players, huh? What's the deal with that? Okay, I'm gonna heat that Ragavan, I guess. Thoughts on an Oswald Lantern list? There might be something there. You'd have to figure it out though. I'm not convinced that is the best way to build a deck like that, or even a particularly good way. But it is a way. You know what I mean? So last time we played against Jund, earlier today, we won game 1, then we lost the match. I didn't sideboard, but I guess against Jund's Saga I could bring in explosives, I guess. Or Wear Tear. I could play one of each. Locomotive coding the player first. Or heat your Reckoner. Dude, I wish Boros Reckoner were a modern power level card. Let's try this. I remember when I was first playing Magic, I played like a lot of just green-white creature decks, and I don't know that I ever beat a single Boros Reckoner in my entire career with those decks. It's just like, I just had all these Thrag Tusks, and they like first striked my Thrag Tusks, and I attack with my Smiters, and they block, and they kill my other Smiter. It was just brutal, just devastating. But then one day I realized I could Rancor the Boros Reckoner and then use Celestia Charm to exile it. But I still don't think I did much winning. I remember like I was like, I gotta play all these stupid Oblivion Rings to beat Boros Reckoner. I gotta play 4 Oblivion Rings so I can get rid of Boros Reckoner. That's all I got. Would a 1 mana value 1/1 Reckoner be good? Maybe. I like that idea. They forgot to reveal! They forgot to reveal game 1. Okay. We were wondering why there was no Lurrus. They just forgot to reveal. Okay, Rin's not very good on this board. Sentinel's not good on this board. This is just Merc has better than blue-red, despite the blue-red decks doing better than Challenge this weekend. 100% I do, yeah. The reality is nobody's playing the Jeskai version. I don't really get it. It's a lot better than blue-red. Maybe a lot is an exaggeration, but it's better than the blue-red deck in my experience, in my opinion. I've yet to see like a good cohesive argument for why blue-red is better than Jeskai, but in my experience, Jeskai greatly improves your bad matchups, doesn't diminish your consistency very much at all, and greatly improves your sideboard. And I just haven't seen a good argument for just being straight blue-red, besides the fact that like just like nobody plays it. Blood Moon's all you got? Yeah, I mean Blood Moon's not even like particularly good in the metagame, right? It's fine. It's not terrible. Does Jeskai cost more? I maybe. Not much. No. It costs maybe a little bit more, but it's not like a crazy difference. But yeah, the reality is like just people like the blue-red list is the stock list. It's the stock way to play the deck, and people have not adjusted to Jeskai, despite me yelling. I guess I haven't really posted too much about it, but I've been streaming a ton of the deck and liking it. But it is true I haven't like been making like too many posts, or I don't think I did a CFB guide for it. Maybe I did. I'll probably go to game 3. Sir plus red-green enchantment, happily ever after you win the game. Simple, yes. I feel like there's a little bit of a problem with this this comment you've left. Zur plus red-green enchantment. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta put a red-green enchantment in your Zur deck, and then you have to attack twice with Zur. But the reality is, if you've attacked twice with Zur, you're gonna win that game 9 times out of 10. And so, like, you don't also need to put happily ever after and Klothys in your deck. As cool as it is, I would never deny. They have Inquisition in their hands, so I'm just playing it like this. I would never deny that that's cool, but it just doesn't seem like it makes any sense. Because like imagine like losing a game where you attack with Zur twice. Bolted Sentinel. You can see Jeskai Merc-type Papa Childs with top 8. Good to hear. I think that in the coming weeks, if people pick it up, they will realize it is better than the blue-red version, in my opinion. And also, like, you always have to understand that whenever I say stuff like this, I could be wrong, I guess. Could definitely be wrong. But these are just the opinions I have that I formed after playing a lot. Could you still play Klothys? I don't know. I really just don't think you can afford to put a red-green card in your Esper deck and make your mana terrible. Obviously, I would love Klothys if I never had to draw it. Do I attack them or do I attack Ren? I think I attack Ren. Put on the new 3-mana draw 3. That card's really cool. It's like my favorite design I've seen out of the new set so far. I think it's a masterclass of game design. I just love how it's designed, and I have no idea how good it is, but I like it. I imagine I'll need to like just cast the card a couple times to see how it plays, and I think I'll probably see a little bit of play somewhere, but I doubt it's gonna be like a staple or anything. But I love it. I just love that card. It is so cool. All right, Ragavan discarded. They've got 1 card in their hand. I'm top decking. Not the worst top deck. Your friend mentioned in the Give Storm. Yeah, it could be okay there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to main deck a Detention Sphere. Detention Sphere, Deputy Detention are good in Modern right now. They're just straight up good. Draw 3 for 3 has Stitcher draw from the art. Quite powerful synergy. Yeah, the card. What is Inspired Idea? So Inspired Idea is it's 3 mana sorcery, draw 3 cards, 2 generic mana and 1 blue, and it's a cleave card, so it has the bracketed text. of your maximum hand size is also reduced by 3 until the end of the game if you cast it without the cleave cost. And the cleave cost is 5 mana and allows you to not have that you don't have the maximum hand size reduce restriction. So I think that this card could be good in a deck with a really low curve. Sorry, one that's like emptying its hand really quickly. But it's also kind of hard in a deck that has counter spells, so I don't know. What do I like about these here besides Rhinos? It's also good against Urza Saga. Is kind of the big thing. The Detention for an Esperated Mana. I probably would play Deputy of Detention instead because of Ephemerate and Persist, but it's an interesting option for sure. Alright, I'll save the 2 life here, I guess. Probably should tap correctly. Inspired Idea and Demilich. I don't think you can play 3 mana spells in Demilich. I don't know. It's like this is always the conversation we have with the Murktide Demilich deck, or sorry, the Phoenix Demilich deck. It's like every single suggestion on how to change the deck involves increasing the mana curve. With almost without fail. That's just like every suggestion. there are some exceptions like Otherworldly Gaze, but it's just like here's a suggestion that increases Jeskai's or Jeskai Phoenix's mana curve, and I just think that the curve is as high as it could possibly be. Yeah, D-Sphere is also good against Murktide. Yeah. What, burn splashing for it? That could be interesting. Yeah. Yeah, splash it in red black. But then like iteration is probably better. I guess that's another thing. It's like iteration probably means this card probably doesn't see that much play, right? So is Phoenix going to stagnate until one card comes along? I don't know. I think the Phoenix deck is very strong and underplayed, to be honest. I've been having success with it when I've been playing it lately. I feel like every single time I see a Phoenix list playing it, I think they're playing a worse version, and I kind of feel like that's what's going on. You know what I mean? Alright, so I think we're just going to cast Ragavan ending here. Yeah, I feel like people just need to play my list. I'm trying to say that without ego, but like I don't like the Gaze versions. I don't like the Murktide versions. I don't like the Sideboard Jukes. I really like my list. I think my list is really, really good. You play 2 Inspired Days, your hand size becomes 1. Yeah, that's true for sure. Which is something you have to keep in mind. But you can also like, you don't have to put more than one Inspired Idea in your deck, which is kind of cool, right? Like if you only have one Inspired Idea, then you could just be okay with your max hand size being 4, and it's never going to be lower than that. Dude, Esper Sentinel is so freaking good. Oh yeah, Reliquary Tower is kind of cool too. Yeah, the Phoenix list is also hard to pilot. I absolutely agree with that for sure. I absolutely agree the Phoenix deck is hard to pilot, but it's like it's just part of it, you know. Yeah, people have suggested Zur getting Bitter Blossom, but you're basically always going to get Urza Saga instead in that spot. Urza Saga is like much better than Bitter Blossom to get with Zur, I think. No unwarranted ghost accusations. They didn't cast the Lurrus that one turn could like be very easily explained by the fact that they had to like fetch and deal themselves damage to do so that turn. Or they wanted to put pressure on me when they were about to ultimate Rin in 6. I feel like that's kind of like a baseless accusation. True, Andy. Thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you, buddy. Okay, so what are they gonna do here? They have no green mana yet. Pyrite Spellbomb, okay. Zur can get dressed down. That is true. It's a little awkward in the Urza Saga deck to play Dress Down though, right? Could have a Nombo. If you hive mind into a cleaved inspires ideas, your opponent's hand size reduced and not yours. Well, I think yours is also reduced. I'm just gonna let them deal themselves 2 here. We've got 2 cards left in their hand. Oh, if you cast it for the cleave cost. I see. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I can just trade Ragavans, I guess, and keep the counterspell. I think I just want to hit them with the monkey, you know. Alright, so they play Wooded Foothills, which does mean all their top decks are live, but I get the first top deck, and I get to start hitting them with Ragavan, so I feel pretty ahead here. Although they still have Lurrus, I guess. I'll go ahead and cash in the Inquisition for a Surveil 1. Just making sure I draw a spell next turn is like super important. Yeah, like that was basically worth a card there. Why is everyone talking about Zer? We're about to put a deck together. We've got an idea. We're about to finish this game, so you can stick around and see a new brew. That does have Zer in it. And so everybody's suggesting kind of goofy 3-man enchantments to get with Zer that probably aren't going to make the cut. Because like we've got ideas for, you know, just like reasonable inclusions. But it'll be a good time. It's a really good hit. We also have 5 looks at a lightning bolt here. All right, 4-1, only losing to Tallow-Wisp this league. 7-3 on the day. Feels like a totally reasonable. Oh, we opened a Giga Drone. I still need to cast this card. I really want to cast this card. All right, but let's start building. Let's start building.